Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are watching another movie today. It's gonna be Inside Out, and it won the poll over on Patreon. I know that this film is about a little girl and her anthropomorphized emotions. So emotions that are like have human characteristics and behaviors. And I know that Joy is played by Leslie Knope, or Amy Poehler rather. Amy Poehler, is that her name? Amy Poehler. Yes, Amy Poehler. She's Leslie Knope on Parks and Rec, which is one of my favorite shows. It's the kind of thing that I have in the background. It just makes me happy to watch, even if the first season isn't that good at all. But yeah, I'm excited to get into this. If you want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. And this also aired a week early over there as well. So let's get started though.
And there she was.
Press the button, be happy.
Amazing.
Wish was that
Just
easy.
Riley and me forever. For 33 seconds.
I'm sadness.
I'm Joy. So, can I just... If you could,
Ding.
I just want to fix that. Thanks.
Riley,
Oh
if
my
you don't
God.
eat dinner, you're not going to get any dessert.
Wait, did he just say we couldn't have dessert?
That's
I like how it
anger.
says it on the freaking newspaper.
Cares very deeply.
Here comes an airplane.
We got an airplane, everybody.
I like how he just backs off.
I'm not actually sure what she does. And I've checked. There's no place for her to go. So, she's good. We're good. It's all great.
No other emotion works, just brain freeze. That's nice. Whoa.
And that's
like
it.
raining memories.
We love our girl. Oh, she's got great friends and a great house. Things couldn't be better.
Being stored everywhere else.
After all, Riley's 11 now. What could happen? Okay, not what I had in mind.
I'm telling you, it smells like something died in here.
Can you die from
Disgust.
Guys, you're overreacting.
Can you die from
Nobody is
moving?
dying.
What the?
Broccoli.
Broccoli on pizza.
That's it. I'm done.
Congratulations, San Francisco. You've ruined pizza. First the Hawaiians, and now you.
First the Hawaiians.
What kind of a pizza place only serves one kind of
Be a channel subgrouping.
See?
Sounds
already.
fun.
Oh, you lucky dog. You're reading these cool things. I gotta go work. Life is so unfair.
You've stayed our happy girl. Your dad's under a lot of pressure. If you and
I don't feel good about this.
It would be a big help.
I mean, she's a good kid, but
Sweet dreams. Good night.
asking your kid to be happy to make it
Well,
easier
where are
on
you with
you,
Mom?
I don't feel good about that.
Is she wearing eyeshadow?
Yeah, we want to be friends with them.
Let's go talk to them.
Are you kidding? We're not talking to them. We want them to like us.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what?
Almost finished with potential disasters. Worst
Wait,
scenario
what?
is either quicksand, spontaneous combustion, or getting called on by the teacher. So as long as none of those happen,
Okay, everybody.
Called on by the teacher.
Class today.
Are you kidding me? Out of the gates? This is not happening.
Would you like to tell us something about yourself? How about Minnesota? Well, you certainly get a lot more snow than we do.
She's hilarious. Everything's different now. Since we moved.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a core memory.
Oh.
Joy, no.
She's trying to send it away.
Memory, stop it. Let it go.
Oh. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, no.
Wouldn't it be great to be back out on the ice?
Oh, yeah. That sounds fantastic.
What
Ooh.
was that? That wasn't anything like Joy.
Ooh.
Because I'm not Joy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Did you
Oh my
get
God.
on that?
Uh-oh, she's looking at us. What did she say?
What? Oh, sorry, sir. No one was listening.
Tonight? We left the toilet seat up.
He's making that stupid face again.
I could strangle him right now.
Signal him again.
Riley, how was school?
For this, we gave up that Brazilian helicopter pilot? Move,
Whoa.
I'll be Joy.
That's it. Go to your room. Now.
That could have been a disaster.
That was a
That was
disaster.
a disaster.
Oh my god. Now she's daydreaming. Long-term memory from above also kind of looks like a brain, I just realized. Like brain matter.
Never make
No, don't obsess over the weight of life's problems. Remember the funny movie where the dog dies? Oh, goodness,
You could get lost in there.
think positive.
Okay. I'm positive you will get lost in there. That's long-term memory. This actually feels kind of nice.
Okay, here we go.
This one will never fade.
Oh my god.
The song from the gum commercial.
You know, sometimes we send that one up to headquarters for no reason.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
There's gotta be a better way. The train, of course. How do we catch it?
Well, it kind of goes all over the place, but there is a station in Imagination Land. It's a shortcut, you see? D-A-N-G-E-R. Shortcut. I'll prove it to you.
D-A-N-G-E-R. Shortcut.
Close enough. Never seen this before.
Ah.
My face!
Stop! Stop!
That was dangerous. They really should put up a sign.
How long to the next train?
Who knows? If we hurry, we can catch it.
This isn't another one of your shortcuts, is it?
Yeah!
Yeah.
Station.
Ow.
No, you can't take my rocket to the top. Riley and I are going to the moon.
It's gone. Forever.
Sadness. Don't make him feel worse.
Sorry.
It's all I had
No,
left of Riley.
you need to feel the sadness.
You and Riley had great adventures.
I'm okay now. Come on.
How did you do that?
I don't know. I was sad, so I listened to what...
Hey, there's the train. Need I remind you of how great things were there? Our room, our backyard, our friends.
Triple and gum.
We'll make you smile.
Did I ask for the cup commercial?
It's broccoli.
The stairs to the basement.
Grandma's vacuum cleaner.
Why grandma's vacuum cleaner?
There's a bus leaving tomorrow. Perfect.
A ticket costs money. How do we get money?
Mom's purse.
You wouldn't.
Oh, but I would. Where was it we saw it last?
Triple and gum.
Whoa, sadness. Sadness. Stop.
Just send the core memories for now.
You're hurting Riley.
No, I didn't.
Not hurting.
Can.
It's not
Get
hurting.
in here. I'm sorry. Riley needs to be happy.
Still capable of lighting up. Wait, that's the core memory. Oh, it's the same memory, but it's sad here, and she's starting to understand.
Mom and Dad, the team, they came to help because of sadness.
We might as well plan another plan.
Another planet.
Another planet.
Come on, Joy, one more time. Got a feeling about this one. take her to the moon for me. Okay?
I'll try. Bing bong. If I were Sadness, where would I be?
Oh my god.
My legs don't work, and you have to drag me around while I touch all the.
Oh. That was hilarious. What?
I would die for Ryan. I would die for Ryan. I would die for Ryan.
She's gonna kill all of them? Whoa. Bye, boyfriends.
Hang on.
Oh, I wish Joy was here.
Ah. Oh no.
Sorry I don't speak moron as well as you, but let me try.
Oh my god, the welding mask.
Joy, you gotta fix this. Get up there.
Sadness, it's up to you.
Me?
Sadness?
Sadness?
I can't, Joy.
Yes, you can. Riley needs you.
Wait, stop! I want to get off. Riley! Oh, we were worried sick. Where have you been? It's so late.
You need me to be happy, but I want my old friends and my hockey team.
I miss Minnesota too. I miss the woods. And
Go
we took
Vikings.
hikes.
In the backyard where you used to play.
Come here.
Look at that. That power is family again? Oh, and there's San Francisco there too now.
I like tragic vampire romance.
What?
Ocean
That's
Island? Everyone shut up.
That's
What's
right.
puberty?
puberty.
It's probably not important.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Things couldn't be better. After all, Riley's 12 now. What could happen?
Yeah, got news for you. Alright guys, different outfit because I'm doing laundry later, but this movie was just incredible. The way this movie depicts human emotions, I'm so impressed. The way the console starts out with like a single button and gradually expands as Riley becomes more and more emotionally mature is great. I feel like there's too much to break down with like every single interaction. Like even the first interaction between Joy and Sadness, like the emotions are kind of just like fighting each other for control of the one button. And from the beginning, Joy sees Riley crying as like, I just want to fix that, like it's a problem. So that definitely foreshadowed her attitude towards Sadness throughout most of the rest of the film. But yeah, that was the first clue that she didn't understand that all human emotion is important. You gotta let yourself feel it when it's there. And I mean, skipping forward, by the end of the film, Joy realizes the importance of it. But my question is, like, once she does realize and she's able to interact with Riley through the console, does Riley start to understand that lesson too, or does she just know it in her subconscious? A lot of interesting things to think about in this film. But yeah, great lesson for kids and adults watching this. That you have to allow yourself to feel the way you feel. You can't just force yourself to be happy. You go, I'm happy. Doesn't work that way. Yeah, and you see the look of panic on Joy's face when they first move and then the dad has to leave for work. She's just like, like she didn't know what to do. Like she didn't know how to solve the problem. And it's really interesting to see her learn. This was like, it was Riley's coming of age, like a bit of Riley's coming of age story, but it was also Joy's. And yeah, fascinating to watch, definitely. Leslie Knope, you could not have picked a better actress for this role of happiness, or joy rather. Mindy Kaling, as discussed, she knew what broccoli was before Riley knew, because like the other emotions were like, oh, this is new, like they didn't recognize it. So where did that knowledge come from? That's really interesting. Maybe she had heard it before also, I don't know. And then we have just great actors and actresses all around playing the emotions. I forgot the Bill Hader for Fear. That was such a good fit. And yeah, we had happy memories becoming sad memories. The thought that those happy times might be over, that they can't be replicated, can be very sad. I thought that was very poignant, very interesting points that the writers made about emotions. And then when joy and sadness fight over the new core memory, like this battle over wanting to feel one way, but you also can't just ignore your actual feelings. Like joy, I feel like, is the part of Riley that wants to feel happy like all the time, but then yeah, it's fascinating, guys. And there really is no villain in this film, which I really appreciate. Like everybody just wants what's best for Riley. But I guess the one who's really doing the most harm might actually be Joy, but it's done out of love. She just wants Riley to be happy. But it also stops Riley from like feeling things authentically, and her growing up is pivotal to Riley's growth. So I really, really appreciated that. I also noticed that the mom's emotions, like they embody more like feminine traits, like they all have her hairstyle, and the dad's emotions embody more like typically masculine traits, like the mustache. But Riley's is a mix. It doesn't have like Riley's emotions are like female coded and male coded. Like, does this mean that the parents did a good job of not like forcing gender roles on her? If so, kudos. Just something I'm wondering about. I guess, yeah. I guess things might change after puberty. Is there a sequel or anything? I really want to see more of this. There's probably not a sequel, or I would have heard of it. But I definitely want to learn more about this world and how all these emotions work. There were so many just funny little things. Like each moment of this film is just so carefully crafted. Like even parts that weren't like, I felt like the dream production section was probably the weakest part for me, but I still feel like it was necessary for the film. I did cut it out, most of it, for my reaction, just because there were other things that were more interesting. But I felt like that section was necessary to reinforce the fact that Sadness understands parts of Riley that Joy can't. Joy wanted to wake Riley up with exhilaration, and Sadness understood that doesn't work. And it makes it more powerful later when Joy still decides to leave Sadness behind later with the recall tube. Like, she started to see already with Bing Bong and with the waking up thing that Sadness has her role, but she's still willing to like abandon her to get back to Riley, because Riley is her number one priority. But yeah, she thinks Sadness making the core memories sad is hurting Riley, which is really interesting. And yeah, but yeah, so many little small things that were really funny, like facts and opinions. They got mixed up, and they're all the same. It's alright. The triple dent gum coming up like 4 times. That was really funny. Yeah, and then it's just, there was the moment when Hockey Island falls apart, even though there was another hockey memory in there. Like, it's not the core memory, it's not the thing that drives Riley the most. Just, there are so many little details about this that were so crafted with love. Like, it isn't just because that memory is associated with hockey doesn't mean it's associated with Riley's love for hockey. So yeah, just so many great details. Love the ones on the newspaper that Anger is reading, and he seems like the typical grumpy old man, just like reading the newspaper too, right? Riley's greatest fears were funny. Broccoli, the stairs to the basement, Grandma's vacuum for some reason. The vacuum thing seems to be more of a fear for like animals, but Riley's afraid of it for some reason, which is a little funny. But yeah, this whole movie just makes me wonder like what my core memories are and what my islands are. I think it might be easier to identify the islands than the memories, because yeah, just islands is just like what's most important to you, whereas your memories, you have to look back on your entire life. rather than like what's important to you right now. And yeah, I'll probably think about it, and maybe I'll share it with you guys in a Q&A or something. But yeah, Bing Bong Sacrifice, god dang it. When he said like I have a feeling about this one, and he was like turning to hide his like dissolving arm from Joy, I had a feeling it was like a self-sacrifice move. I don't know how much he weighs, considering he's made primarily of cotton candy, but that extra boost, like he rode from the top of the hill, which means there's a lot of extra energy coming down, but then he gets off, and so that energy gets converted from moving his weight to moving the what's it called, the rocket faster. So really interesting and really sad. Oh man, tell me you didn't cry over that Bing Bong part. I have to believe that almost everybody did. And the music in this movie is just wonderful too. Like the same theme throughout a lot of the film was just there, like the same main theme, but it's like slowed down or sped up or changed slightly to match the motion, which is great, and also like acts as commentary on how our emotions work as human beings, just like how our emotions are like different sides of the same self. And I missed this moment while I was watching, but when I was editing, I realized that the core memory, like after the core memory comes out that's blue and yellow, there are lots of different core memories that are a mix of emotions as well. So I guess those like make the new island. So that's really interesting, and I would really love to find out which one corresponds to which. But it's very nice to know that human emotions get more complex, and that's their way of representing it. It's very cool. And then they have that big, huge panel at the end where it's indicative of Riley's emotional growth. And there's even one that's like puberty. They said puberty. Discusses like, what is that? And it's probably not important. Yeah, it's really great. I really appreciate the ending too, with them saying like, oh, like Riley's 12 now, what could go wrong? And last time she said that, like, so much about her life changed. And yeah, it's kind of a hopeful thing. It ends on kind of a hopeful note, but also like it's kind of a cliffhanger, but not really. Like, you know that even though this was such a hard time, Riley makes it out okay. So no matter what happens with you get the feeling that no matter what, Riley will be okay, because she has her emotions looking out for her, and that added knowledge of like all of your emotions are important to feel, that will help too. So yeah, editing this was almost impossible, just because every moment is hilarious or poignant and emotional. Just a great movie. Probably someone actually on Patreon, they asked in a Q&A, what are your top 5 movies? And this might crawl in there. It's definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. It might crawl in there. We'll have to see. Yeah, I'll answer. So what I'm going to do down the line is I'm going to make, actually, yeah, on YouTube, if you want to see, if you have any questions you want to ask me, check out over here. Later, I'm going to post a link over here to a Q&A where you can ask all your questions. And yeah, I'll answer them. It'll be fun. Yeah, just overall, love this movie. There's so much to think about, so much to talk about. But my throat is giving out a little. Maybe I'll add more thoughts if I have any more later, or maybe even in the Q&A. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to check out the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Early movie reactions are up there too. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends.